What's going on, everyone? So yesterday's game, we lost Anthony Davis, and things started to go down fast, right? Things weren't looking too good, but then the Lakers rallied together and they pulled out the win, and it was a real complete win. I mean, everybody contributed that played. Everyone was great. LeBron was LeBron and looked like, a vintage version of himself. I mean, he was hitting clutch shots, great shots, really taking over the game as he should. And then Russ, Mr. Triple Double, came out. He balled. He showed. He just did everything that was asked of him. He was fantastic. Thomas Bryant really came in and solidified that center spot, spanking Joker, just being a real dominant force. It was actually pretty impressive, pretty surprising. But he's been like Mr. Consistent in so many ways for this Lakers, and a real argument for him to get more minutes. And yet we don't know what's going to happen with Anthony Davis, right? At least at the time of recording this video, we're still waiting on the MRI results, but it's supposed to be nothing severe, just like a little tweak or something. Probably just landed awkward, hurt his foot a little bit. But I do imagine he's very likely going to miss at least a game, maybe a couple games, because you don't want Anthony Davis to rush back and then he further hurts that, and now he's out for a month or several months, right? You want Anthony Davis to be healthy. So it's very likely that the Lakers are going to have to play a couple games without AD, and he's been the best player on the planet so far, right? He's just been killing it and just been amazing in all ways, right? And a big part of that is just LeBron kind of taking a step back a little bit and letting Anthony Davis be the guy. Russell Westbrook and him have just this chemistry that's just beautiful, right? It's like an orchestra out there. They're just really feeding off of each other and really kind of being a great dynamic duo. And Russ with all our bigs, right? Really has a connection with him, Thomas Bryant, even Winning Gabriel. Hopefully Winning comes back soon, especially if AD's out. We could really use Winning, and his size and just hustle and just his motor would be huge for the Lakers. But in general, whatever happens with Anthony Davis, the team's really going to have to rally and come together. Our next 13 games are very winnable games. Outside of the Suns, maybe, we play teams that we should be able to beat, right? We play the Wizards, we play the Hawks twice, the Kings twice, the Magic, Heat twice, and all of those games I really believe that this Lakers team could pull off. And I think over this next 13 game stretch, we should be able to go at worst maybe 9-4. You can make an argument that we could go 11-2 or maybe 10-3. And then that would get us to 500 or even above. But there's always going to be that one game that we should have won that we ended up losing, or that one game that, just guys just weren't hitting shots. It's just a rough night, right? It happens over the course of games. But the Lakers should win a lot more games going forward than they should lose. And on top of that, after this stretch, it kind of really gets tough. We play a lot of the top teams once again, so it'd be nice to get in a position to where, okay, we're at 500, and now it's just kind of weathering the storm until we could get a deal done. Now, what I think last night's game showed us, though, is a couple things, right? Many people want Miles Turner on the Lakers, right? And I'm one of the people that I wouldn't be upset about it, right? If the Lakers went and traded for Miles Turner, say they traded Miles Turner by himself, right? Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, and a first for Miles Turner. I wouldn't be mad about it, but I don't think that he's our biggest need, right? I think what we saw last night showed we need perimeter guys more than anything, right? We need 3-and-D guys. Center position, I really think we have that kind of locked up. Anthony Davis is at his best at the center spot, right? And can he play minutes at the 4? Sure. But you have a guy like Thomas Bryant, even Winning Gabriel at times. You could have him come in and maybe do some type of move. Or if you really wanted to, try to go get a Yaka Pirtle, right? He would be cheaper than Miles Turner. You probably wouldn't have to give up a first for Yaka because he's likely leaving after next season. And the Spurs, they're a tanking team. Maybe you could take, Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn along with the first and go get Yaka Pirtle and Josh Richardson. Now you got a wing guy, you got a KCP type player, and then you also got a center that could come in. But the difference between Yaka and Turner, Yaka is more of a, hey, I can come off the bench. I can start in spots. That was the big thing about the bubble year, right? You had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, and that was great, and they were great for us that year. But some nights they did have DNPs, and especially come playoff times, there were games that they just they played reserve minutes, or they if they did start, Anthony Davis closed out the game at 5, and because he's just that much better and that much more dominant. He's just such a mismatch for most fives in the league, if not all of them, right? And Miles Turner, is he really going to be a guy that is going to be okay coming off the bench at times or not closing games at times? I mean, to him, you can make an argument he's a top 5 center in the league, right? And so he's young, he's going to want to get paid, all of those things. And I just don't think that he is like the answer. Like, oh, if we go get if we had Miles Turner, would it be great? Yeah, sure. But I feel like that's more of a luxury rather than a necessity, right? I think if we had several sizable wing guys, right? Like say we had like a Jeremy Grant on the team and we could go trade for a Miles Turner, then yeah, in that case, sure, right? Because you got the size, you got the wing depth, you got a little, like let's go try it out. If it doesn't work, well, you could always flip Miles Turner. So that's an option too, right? I think the Lakers need everything else but the center position. And I really think Thomas Bryant showed that last night, right? Thomas Bryant isn't the defender that, Miles Turner is, or Anthony Davis. He's not like a lockdown defender, but he's a really good help defender. He's high energy, high motor, nonstop, constant. And this was a guy that was a legit 15 and 10 guy with the Washington Wizards. He has chemistry with Russell Westbrook, and every time he's came and played this season, he's delivered. He's one of our most efficient, productive guys on the roster. And every time he gets minutes, he maximizes those minutes. And I really think he's the answer. I really think he's the guy that you could start him next to Anthony Davis if you wanted to, if you need to go big, right? Or you can have him come off the bench and have him alleviate Anthony Davis. And he's shown that he can be a guy that can go get you 15 a night if you need him to, and get some boards and get some rebounds and get some blocks and just play. So, he was a monster last night. Serious. He was getting offensive rebounds, taking that power dribble, leaning right into the Joker and just boom, laying it up. He was fighting for boards over several guys. He was great last night, right? In a time that we really needed. It was like, man, Anthony Davis went down. They're up 12 or whatever it was. And it's just like, okay, here it goes. Here's a blowout game. We're going to end up losing. This is rough. And then Thomas Bryant said, don't worry, I got you. He put on his Superman cape, but he went out there and he delivered. And he was great. And he's done it on several occasions, right? The games that Anthony Davis has missed, he's came in and been an absolute solid player. Again, he's not a guy that I think the Lakers would want playing 40 minutes a game, right? Because he doesn't have that defense. But we don't need a center to play 40 minutes a game, especially come the playoffs. We just need a center that can come in, give Anthony Davis some rest, play alongside Anthony Davis, and that's perfect, right? And that's what Thomas Bryant is. And Thomas Bryant is only going to improve. He missed almost all of last season from an ACL tear. So that takes time to get back right and get back into the swing of things. And then to start the season, he missed the first 13 games because of a thumb injury. So it's likely taking him time to get adjusted and get his, NBA feet under him and adjust to this team and build the chemistry with guys other than Russ and get that lift and just become that player we need him to be. And it looks like he's only improving. If you watch him, it's like every game the guy seems to get better. And I'm not saying he's going to be like a superstar or anything like that, or he's going to be, a top 5 center in the league, by the end of the year, nothing like that. But he's exactly what we need. A big guy who can shoot the ball, spread the floor, right? He's shown that he's capable of knocking down threes. He was 50% last night, although he only took 2 threes. But you don't need him taking a bunch of threes, Just take, 2 or 3 threes here and there. If you can knock down 1 or 2 of them, perfect. That's all we need from you, just to get the defense honest, right? And that's what we need. And a guy that can come in, play solid minutes at center, play 20 minutes a game between the power forward spot and the center spot, or you can play the center and let AD play the 4 at times, right? It gives you that versatility that we've been looking for. And that's why I think Thomas Bryant makes it so we could go get other things. Like, why have Thomas Bryant be our third center when he's more than capable of being our backup center? And now we could use our assets to go get the other pieces we need. And that's a big thing. Like, again, Miles Turner is more of a luxury than it is a necessity because Thomas Bryant is more than enough, right? Thomas Bryant can get you the same amount of points that Miles Turner can get you with the Lakers, right? Miles Turner right now, if he comes to the Lakers, he's probably not going to be the same Miles Turner he is right now because he's not going to be taking the amount of shots. He's going to be playing a different scheme. We're going to need him as like a floor spacer more because Anthony Davis is playing the four now, and Anthony Davis isn't the greatest at forward. If you do the flip-flop, we're on like offense, Miles Turner's playing the 4 spot, and now he's on the perimeter. It's just, like, why when you could go get a perimeter player and you have Thomas Bryant, right? And like, yes, could you have like Thomas Bryant play the 4 and stuff like that? Sure, but you have Wenyen Gabriel, who has again shown that he could be a solid contributor night in and night out. I think our big rotation is fine. You got LeBron and AD at the 4 and the 5, which LeBron is probably better suited at the 4 right now at this stage of his career rather than the 3, having to chase around younger, bigger, like just guys. Like most 4s in the league are just, they're not like taking people off the dribble and crossing dudes up and, drain. They're more of like spot up shooters, low post guys, mid-range guys, things like that. So LeBron is capable. It's easier for LeBron to stay in front of him without exerting all of his energy guarding the 3s. Can he guard 3s? Sure. But do you really want him for an 82-game season having to guard, faster, younger, quicker, smaller guys? No, you want him to match up with guys that are basically his size that aren't, crazy, doing crazy stuff, right? Like Aaron Gordon. Like he was guarding Aaron Gordon a lot last night. Like that was good, right? It's a guy that you don't really, he's not killing you. He's not crossing dudes out. He's not guarding, a Kawhi Leonard or Paul George, right? You want other guys to do that. Now, so you have LeBron, you have AD, you have Wenyen Gabriel, and you have Thomas Bryant. That is a perfect rotation. You have your 4 and 5 spot locked up. Now you need to go look and get a 3, right? I think if you get a 3, you're in a great position. I also think Max Christie, who was great last night, and I've said repeatedly, I've said all the way dating back till to Summer League, that I think Max Christie is our best on-ball defender. Like, seriously. Like, I know some people may argue Patrick Beverley, but go look at the numbers. Max Christie is great on-ball defender, and he's 19-year-old rookie. Like, wait till he gets his grown man body. I mean, this kid might be something. I mean, he has been very impressive. And if he starts hitting shots like he did last night, watch out. This kid, he has a great looking shot. It's not like he has some like weird, awkward, like, Sean Marion shot or something like that. No, he has like a legit looking shot. If he can get that confidence, which I'm sure the G League is really helping with, this kid could be a real factor, and he's earning his minutes, right? He's shown like he deserves some play. And I think a lot of it is you don't want to rely too much on a 19-year-old rookie, especially with the poor start to our season, right? Like Max, like if we were 5 games over 500, I think Max Christie would be getting a lot more run. But it's like, like we're playing catch up right now, and do we really want the rookie to play several minutes? But what Max Christie did show is if we could get a guy like him who's a veteran, like I said, like a Josh Richardson or something like that, or a Kelly Oubre or whomever, right? Go get a sizable wing that could guard multiple positions. I think that is what is a more pressing sort of need, right? Like that is something we absolutely need. We need more guys like Max Christie that can play some solid defense, be aggressive, shoot the 3 ball, and just be a 3-and-D guy. And that's what Max Christie was last night, and he was great. He had the green light. Every time he touched the ball, take the shot. I loved it. It's beautiful. That's what our shooters should be like. And look, maybe Christie can. Maybe he can be that guy. But you could have more of them, right? It wouldn't hurt to have more Max Christie, especially if you're taking Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn, who, Patrick Beverley, to his credit, did have a very nice game last night, right? Like the game we saw Patrick Beverley have last night is the game that we had hoped he would have consistently throughout the year, and he just hasn't. And I just think that he's our most sizable contract, that to get us a piece that we need, you got to trade Patrick Beverley, right? So if Max Christie could be our third 3-and-D guy as a 19-year-old rookie and, play 10 minutes a game or whatever and contribute and come out and play solid defense and give us, 6 to 9 points a game or something like that, perfect. Beautiful. That is all we need. And then get like a Josh Richardson. So now you have guys like, yes, you're still a little undersized, but you still have those long, lengthy 3-and-D style guys, increase our three-point shooting. I just think Max Christie showed and highlighted more of what we need. We need more Max Christies. And if we could get more Max Christies, I would rather do that than go get a big center. Also, Dennis Schroeder really stepped up as well. He had a great game last night, and he's done that on several occasions this year. He's been inconsistent, though, which has been the problem. Like, he'll have a game where he puts up like 15, and the next game he'll put up like 3. But same thing with Thomas Bryant, right? He was injured. He killed himself playing in Germany, right? Came back, immediately got hurt. And now he's trying to play himself back into because they both had the same injury, him and Thomas Bryant, but his is probably a lot more an issue than for Thomas Bryant, because he's a point guard, right? So his dribbling, his ball handling, the defense, his passing, everything goes into like his hand and his fingers, right? So that, I imagine, is it's going to take him a little more time to kind of work back into being Dennis Schroeder. But with Dennis Schroeder, he shows that with him and Russ, you got the point guard locked up. So now, you can start seeing the team, and you can start piecing together the team. You got Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook as your point guards. You got LeBron, Wynn Gabriel, Thomas Bryant, and Anthony Davis at your forward spots, right? At your center and your 4 spot, right? So now you got your front court, and you got your point guard position locked up. Now you got, Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves, guys like that as your 2 spot. And then if you can go get a 3, then perfect, right? Take Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn, go get a legit 3-and-D style guy, whether it's Bojan Bogdanovic, whether it's whomever, right? Go get a piece or 2, and there you go. And then that's our team, and we can evaluate and see if we need anything else. If some big trade comes up later on down the road, come the trade deadline, maybe you consider it, maybe you look at it. But I think Dennis Schroeder has shown enough this season to show, okay, he can be a guy that can come in and be a key factor and be a contributor, right? Austin Reeves, Walker have been great. Troy Brown, he's had moments here and there. At the beginning of the season, he was Mr. Consistency for the Lakers, but he's kind of been all over the place the last few weeks. But again, he's also trying to play a role that he shouldn't be having to play. He's playing a role where we need him to be our 3-and-D sizable guy that's playing 25 minutes a game, when really he's a guy that should be coming in and playing 10 to 15 minutes a game, just in spots, just to give guys some rest, things like that, right? So we have a nice rotation, right? We got our front court at the 4 and the 5 locked up, and we got our back court at the 1 and the 2 locked up between Schroeder, Russ, Walker, and Reeves. Boom. There you go. You got basically 8 guys right now, night in and night out, that can consistently play and can consistently contribute. And then, go get, like I said, a Josh Richardson, a Kelly Oubre, a Bojan Bogdanovic, something like that can come in, play the starting 3 spot, and then have, guys like Max Christie, Troy Brown, guys like that back him up, because those guys are only going to play 10 minutes a game, if that. And now you have a well-rounded team. Now you're 10 players deep, ready to go for the playoffs. You got your rotation set. You got your rotation locked up. Beautiful. You're taking Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn, who have basically been non-factors. Maybe you can even unload Damian Jones. That would be nice as well. Unload those guys. Boom. There you go. And now you got rid of those 3 guys. You go get that center, or not that center, the small forward, and then now you got your team. Your team is complete. You still got a couple other bodies, but for the most part, those are the guys that are coming in and playing the key moments, the key factors. At least that's how I see it. And I just think Dennis Schroeder, Thomas Bryant have shown enough to show, okay, we got the backup point guard or, starting point guard, whatever, because Russ is, yeah, he's coming off the bench, but he's playing significant minutes, right? So you have the point guard and center position locked up, and in my opinion. Okay, you're good there. You don't need anything else. You got your 4 locked up between Wayne and Gabriel and LeBron James. If you get a sizable wing, right? Like say you get like a Boyan or whatever, he could play the 4 as well. So again, your 3 and your 4 are locked up. You're good. That's what we need. That is the one need we have right now. And maybe if you can get an impactful guy like that, all of a sudden, this team might be legit. Because we have shown, look, we haven't gotten blown out this year. You could make an argument that we legitimately, even with the poor start to the season, we legitimately should be over 500. If we would have beaten the Celtics, the Pacers, and Philly, as we should have, we'd be over 500. And we'd be right there in the conversation. And playing great basketball at that. So we've had a couple mishaps. It happens. It's an 82-game season. But we need to continue to improve. Anthony Davis needs to get healthy. And I think we have a team that's capable. I have said all season, if we get to the playoffs, I will take my chances with this team. There is not a team in the West that I look at and go, man, there is no way the Lakers are going to be able to stop them. There is every team in the West I look at, I go, man, how are they going to stop Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook? Tell me a team that can stop those guys and match up with those guys. I don't think there is a team in the Western Conference that can do that. But it's going to also be our role guys. Role guys are going to have to step up. And I really think we need a veteran wing that can play some solid defense. He doesn't have to be an elite lockdown defender because there aren't really any of those out there. But we need a guy that can hold his own on the offensive end, hold his own on the defensive end, at least funnel the offensive player into Anthony Davis, whatever. And I think we're fine. But anyway, as always, is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think, yes, Thomas Bryant needs to get more play, Max Christie needs to get more play, this team is right there? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear them. Let me know down in the comment section below.